What's up, y'all? It's the kid, Alex Cherry, the host of Novice Principles. We're here at the Battery shooting the midterm report. Come on, let's get it. Okay. All right. Ooh. Cheers, my nigga. So check it out. The kid is here to tell you about the top 5 albums of the first half. First, you got Nudi's Gumbo. Phenomenal project. Peaches and Eggplants is on it. The whole food album, the thing that we've been waiting for. Nudie finally delivered a top tier project that is going to go down the rest of the year. Then you got Don Toliver's Lovesick. The vibes, the elegance, you know, the aura behind Don Toliver's Lovesick makes it one of the best projects this year. Can't forget Gunna's A Gift and a Curse, utilizing different producers that we're used to besides Turbo, because they're a great combination, and then just the personal feel to it. Gift and a Curse, phenomenal through and through. Then this might catch a few of y'all off guard. CEO Trails, The Collection Volume 2. Nothing but grit the entire time. CEO Trails got this voice that's just stout. It's raw. It's a project that if you haven't listened to it, you need to go check it out right now. And then my number 5, Baby Money, Young Nigga Old Soul. Baby Money is one of the upcoming rappers right now, and he's just delivered a project that is phenomenal. If you haven't listened to it, another one you need to go listen to. So yeah, these are my top 5 for the first 6 months. Boom. Let's talk about Lotto. Lotto is my first half MVP, and I'll tell you why. A few reasons why she's my first half MVP. One, she's been a girl's girl the entire year, and not just because of that, but because she's in a space to where she's now putting girls on. As you can see, she's already given assists to Tia Corinne, you know, with the Freaky T remix, you know, put her on at Coachella, you know, holding a space for Lola Brooke to really shine, jumping on other girls' remixes. Like, Lotto's been the one. And then, this is before we even talk about Put It on the Flow, as enjoying herself with the music, but doing it in a way that feels authentic. That's something that we've missed. So that's why Lotto is my MVP. Man, when you talk about what CEO Trails done this year, this nigga here, this entire project, The Collection Volume 2, is phenomenal. It's one of my top albums this year. You know, along with Nudie, along with Don Toliver, along with Gunna, and then Baby Money, of course. You know, we've actually gotten a lot of great music this year. A lot of great music. And there are hella platforms out there right now, too. Novice Principles. Shameless plug. Novice Principles, you know, a platform to where we not only put you on to the newer artists, but we like to do the storytelling piece and let you know about, you know, what's going on in music, which is why the Midterm Report is a thing. You know, so yeah, that's where we're at right now. You know, the state of rap is in a very interesting place. You know, you got the drama going on with YSL. You know, Gunna dropping his album, the Young Thug dropping his album too. You know, it's just been interesting to see that, you know, just play out. I do think that Young Thug and Gunna's initial leave of absence left a big void in music, which is why we're at where we're at right now. And I hate to see it, and I think everybody feels it too. But somebody's got to be able to step in. You know, we're in the midst of the 50th anniversary of hip hop. You know, because hip hop is in a great space, and I feel like hip hop is in an ever evolving state too. So, yeah, I love where hip hop is and where hip hop is going. I don't think that because somebody's locked up, you know, we should move the goalposts when they decide to drop the album. we shouldn't move the goalpost. That doesn't make sense. You know, I get, you know, you want to do something to fit your narrative. I get it, but once you drop your music, especially the way that this album specifically was dropped, you know, right after Gunna's project, of course we're gonna compare it. You know, of course the people are gonna compare it. That's just human nature, especially in the competitive sport rap. But there's limitations to him being locked up. You know, so there are definitely limitations, but at the same time, the music dropping is the music dropping. Yeah, it's good though. It is good, but not one of his best. You know, A Gift and a Curse is just in a different level playing field. You know, I just think Gunna was just I just think with A Gift and a Curse, Gunna was just in a different bag, and you could feel it. Like you could sense it, like with the passion, with the authenticity behind his lyrics, bro. You could tell that like he's been trying to get this shit off his chest. You know, I just think A Gift and a Curse is levels ahead of all of the music that's been dropping. You know, Gunna's back. He's back, and I think that's good for music. I think it's good for him to be back in the lens of music. Young Nudie is another one. Like with him dropping Gumbo this year, Gumbo is crazy. Gumbo is so crazy. Like Brussels sprouts, portobello, peaches and eggplants is one of the hottest songs. Peaches and eggplants is one of the songs of the summer. Nudie gave us a whole Thanksgiving dinner, a whole summer dish, like on the project. And the project is good. You know, Nudie has just been one of the most consistent rappers in music. And I love that because I've been one of the Nudie supporters from day one. Like, even before EA was a thing. Like, you know, when the first Slime Ball dropped. You know, so watching his evolution and seeing that now he's one of the faces of not only rap, not of Atlanta rap, but now of, you know, of rap, hip hop, overall music. And he's only gonna keep getting better. So I've been to hella concerts this year. I saw Future. I saw Beja Rodriguez. I had the privilege of talking to her too. Beja Rodriguez, she's great. You know, as an individual and also as a musician. Like, I'm excited for her. I hope she drops a project this year too. I've seen Joyce Rice, crazy. Joyce Rice is probably the best performer I've seen, like top to bottom. Like Joyce Rice gives me like vintage, like Janet Jackson vibes almost. In terms of performance, like I said, there's artists out here for everybody. I feel like I'm just gonna shamelessly plug artists. Like, wow, we're doing this entire talk. I said Shan earlier. She dropped an EP, Cold Without You. One of my favorite projects by far. That's my dog. You know, like, y'all definitely need to check her project out. JG Riff is another one. He's from DC. He dropped a project. It's really good. Another one. Baby Drill. Baby Drill for sure. Like, Baby Drill is insane. Baby Drill is insane. Like, his project is so negative, but it's negative in a good way though. Like, I feel like his negativity and his project balances out some of the subtleness that happens in music. Him, Rob 49, and Doughboy all dropped projects in the same week. You can only imagine how chaotic that is. Especially if you listen to Doughboy and you listen to Rob 49 or any of the two, and you know how like up tempo and fast paced their music is, then you throw in Baby Drill's project, crazy, like insane. His project was great though. You know, Jira, another artist. You know, he's from Baton Rouge. He has a project out. That nigga can spit. That nigga can rap his ass off. We're in a very great space. We're in a unique space. I think that the rising artists and the emerging artists are who we need to pay more attention to as a collective, you know, because like that narrative of music not being in a good space is very apparent, but it's just not true. I think our people have to do better at, as a collective, focusing on these upcoming artists, these platforms that are putting these artists on, and just looking for the newer generation. You know, because we talk about the next 5 years. In the next 5 years, like, we not worried about in the next 5 years, like, are we still gonna be listening to the Babies, the Dirks, you know, the Drakes, and I don't mean that as, you know, them being gone. I don't mean that, cause a nigga like Drake got timeless music, like he ain't going nowhere. But when you think about just the next wave, the next generation, you know, you want to keep getting fresh names, and you want to keep adding people like Wiz Heaven. Like Wiz Heaven is another one from Florida who is hard. Like Wiz Heaven, bro, this nigga is hard. He's already got a co-sign from Drake. You know, it was a subtle co-sign, but he's got a co-sign from Drake, and he's coming up when in an era where the Florida rappers are coming up. So SCY Jim is coming up right now. Lil Tyler's coming up. Shameless plug again. My nigga Lenny Penthouse, he's finna be on the way. You know, Florida is in a great place as far as music wise, you know, coming up, and I think Florida is gonna be a leader within the next few years, along with Memphis. You know, Memphis is going to be a big leader. Detroit is a leader and going to keep being a leader, you know. And then Atlanta. Like, those are the cities that I feel like are, like, leading rap right now and doing their thing as far as music-wise. New York, one of the meccas, of course. Can never disrespect New York. I think New York is just one of those preference things, though, as far as like the drill scene, and just like the rappers coming up, though. But no disrespect to New York by any means, because when you think about female rappers coming out of there, Ice Spice, of course, Lola Brooke. Lola Brooke is one of them ones too. Kenzo B, Maya the Dawn, Scarlett, you know. The females coming out of New York, the women coming out of New York, are doing their thing. I love that. I'm not too familiar with any of the niggas coming up from New York, and like I said, that's just a personal thing. That's a preference thing. Not personal, preference. But yeah, the women though in New York, killing it, you know. But yeah, those are my cities. So Atlanta, Memphis, Detroit, and then Tallahassee, I'll say. So since I'm saying Florida, I'll say Tallahassee. Is it rolling? All right, cool. I've got something I want to say to everybody. If you're watching this, you know, the women of rap are taking over. Actually, they're not taking over. They're here. If you didn't know, now you know. But I do believe it's inevitable at this point. You got the MVP, Lotto, holding it down with the #1 spot, really putting on for everybody at this current moment. But then you have a plethora of female rappers who are leading the charge. You got Glorilla, Lola Brooke, Tia Corinne, Flo Milli, Ice Spice. The list goes on and on. It's amazing to see. So the niggas need to figure out what they doing, because the women got it right now. And it's theirs. My boy Elliot, the one on the lens, that's the GOAT right there. If you're not tapped in with Funtime Media, you need to go tap in. My name again is Alex Cherry, the founder of Novice Principles. Nav Principles on Twitter, Novice Principles on Instagram. We do Novice Radio on AMP. We have a website. I'm on TikTok. We do everything. I love this music shit. You know, I just love what music is, and I have a passion for it. So roll with us. That's all I got to say. We out.